Hi guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Beth Kamau. If you're new here, thank you so much for coming to watch this video. If you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and help this girl grow. Let's grow together. So, and for those who have subscribed, I cannot thank you enough. I'm just so grateful and thank you. You don't know how much that one subscriber means to me. Like, it gives you motivation. You feel, oh my God, you're so thankful. It makes you like feel, it motivates you. Let me just keep it that short. It really motivates you and it keeps you going. So today's video is about caregiver jobs in Canada. I've been in Canada for 4 years. I've been a personal support worker for more than 3.5 years. And what else about me? Okay, to start this video, I'm doing this video. I'm sharing information from my own experience. I'm not a consultant in any way. I'm not a consultant. I'm just doing this video out of my own experience. So for those who are planning to come to Canada, or those who are in Canada, or those maybe who are thinking about it, this video I think mostly is for anyone who wants to be a caregiver, especially in Canada. So the first thing, being a caregiver in Canada, you have to have a certificate or a license. So you need to have that certificate. An example for me, I got my certificate from a private college. The reason why I chose a private college is because I needed to work at the same time I needed to go to school. So you have the option of either going to a private college, or you have an option of going to a government funded college. So government funded is you have to be there full time. So sometimes I felt like for me it wouldn't work because I needed to work at the same time. I have a family to feed, I have kids to feed too. So for that reason I felt like I needed to make that sacrifice and go to a private college. So I got my certificate after 8 months. I was able to learn what being a caregiver entails, all the scope of being a caregiver, and so I learned all that in school. So my first job let me first explain something. Being a caregiver in Canada, we call it personal support worker, or in short you can call it PSW. So in this video I'll be referring it as a PSW. So when I say PSW, remember it's personal support worker. So that's the certificate. The certificate you get, it's personal support worker. That's actually what is gonna be written there. That's the certificate you get in. So in my first job, so being as a PSW, you have an option of working for an agency. What does an agency mean? An agency when you're working for an agency, means an agency is a company that get jobs from those facilities, either from long-term home, retirement home, hospitals, or that. Then they find staff, the PSWs. So the agency get paid by the facility, then the agency pay you. So you divide your pay between you and your agency. So that's how it is. So the good thing is the agency charges a lot more money. So that's why they are able to pay you, and at the end of the day pay themselves, or pay themselves first and then pay you, whichever. So okay, let me just finish about agencies. So an agency, you can work for an agency, like the agency I work for. I've worked with them for a long time. and it has my agency has benefit. Most agencies don't have benefit. So my agency have the dental and the eye benefit. It has vacation. It doesn't give you the vacation days, but it gives you in your paycheck, you receive a certain amount that for vacation in every paycheck, depending on how much you have worked. So that's how agency go about. And advantages of working for an agency is, okay, for me, working for an agency, I find like for me it has been easy to voice out, because if I work in a certain place and I feel that it's uncomfortable, I can voice out. I can just call my agency and I'm like, no, 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 that place I don't want to work there, please, because of this reason and that, I'm requesting to get another place. So, and it just depends also on how you work. If you're a good worker, they will always listen to you. So working for an agency, so that's one of the advantage. You can voice out and you can just say, no, I need a different place to work in. And that's, I think, the main advantage, and that's why I chose to work for an agency. Another advantage is I have gotten an opportunity to work with so many different people. I've worked with so many different people in different areas in Toronto, whatever how you call it. And I'm really grateful for that. I think even Ontario, because I've worked in Niagara. So it has given me an opportunity to work in so many areas and with so many different people. And it has been a great journey and a very great learning experience for me. Another way you can work in Canada as a PSW is you can work as a permanent staff. A permanent staff is where you are employed directly in the facility. You work there. The advantage is good because every day you know you're waking up, going to a certain place. You already know the clients you're working with. You already know your surrounding very well. So I find it's one of the greatest advantage, and it has a lot of benefits. You have sick days off, you have vacation days off, you have some pay really well, and what else, they have the medical benefit. So, and you have consistency. I think that's the major thing. Every day at least you know your week how it's gonna be. You know, this weekend I'm working, next weekend I'm not working, I have these days off. Like, you have your routine is already set. But for an agency, you never know. You can work for an agency, they can send you somewhere, and maybe that job comes to an end, so they have to send you to a different place. So there is that instability. But still, I've worked with that, because at the end of it all, God has really been sufficient. I can just say this very confidently, and thanks to God, I've never lacked a job as a PSW. Every time I've always found something, and that's something I'm really grateful for to God. Another thing, you can work as a private caregiver. This is where you work directly with families, so they employ you directly. And you can also decide to work with that, but it just depends on your preferences at the end of the day. So as a PSW, you can work in, so where can you work? You can work in long-term homes. Long-term homes are like, you can get a building that has like 100 people, and then there's every floor, so you can work in that building like you are one of the PSWs there. So secondly, you can work as in retirement homes. Retirement home and long-term homes are a little bit different. Those people who work in those areas, they know what I'm talking about. They're kind of different, a little bit different, and yeah, they're a little different. Also, you can work in community. Community is where you go to people's home. From you go to this home, then you go to another home. Those are community. And also you can work in group homes. Group homes are like a home setting, like it's a home like that has maybe like a 5-bedroom house. It has like 5 clients. Every clients have their rooms, so they eat there, they live there, that's their home. So those are group homes. So you go there, you go do laundry, you help them with cleaning and all that stuff. And also you can work in shelters. Shelters are like where the homeless people are, or maybe people struggling with addiction. So you can work there too. Okay, so what does a PSW do? So a PSW is you help with the activities of daily living. That's you help feeding, you help toileting, you help you ensure their rooms are well, like, no, you don't have to clean the floor. You make their beds, you organize, you make your client, you ensure your clients are safe. What else? You help with feeding, I said that. You help with showering them and changing their clothes, all that. So that's what a PSW does in a, actually you just help people in just the things that people need in day-to-day life. That's what you do as a PSW. So my experience, let me just share a little bit of this. So I'll just share an experience like in all those areas that I've worked. One, I've worked in a long-term home. So in a long-term home, I would go for my shift, let's assuming I'm doing a morning shift. What I mean is a long-term home, I work mostly, I do floor duty. Floor duty is where now you're given, like, I go to my shift, I have 6 clients. We are like 5 PSWs on that floor, so every person have like 6 clients, or even 8 clients sometimes. So once you're on your shift, assuming I have my 8 clients, so I have to ensure my 8 clients are well changed, their rooms are neat. I have to make sure that they are well fed. I have to document like how they're eating, how they drank, how they toileting, everything I have to document. And every time I have to ensure their safety. So every time I have to see where my clients are and what they're doing. So that's what I do in a whole shift as a PSW. So mostly I've done I think I've done 7 to 7 shift. That's a 12-hour shift. The same on the floor duty. And for me, it's a good place to work. I would say that it's very demanding, especially physically. You have to be really fit because there's the bending, there's the lifting, there's all that stuff. So you really have to be physically fit, and you have to work with speed, because you can imagine you're starting your shift at 7 a.m. and by 8:30 your clients needs to be in the dining room. All your 8 clients need to be in the dining room having their breakfast, and you're also the ones serving breakfast. So you see, it's kind of demanding. So you have to learn how to work with speed. So wherever you are, start practicing speed. So for me, it has been fun. If you have a good team, this job can really be interesting and fun. But if you have a toxic team, oh my goodness, it's a hard place to work. But nevertheless, I've always learned, once you mind your own business and you just accept people as they are, I think sometimes it makes life easy. But I always tell myself if it's toxic. I've worked in places that were toxic and I couldn't handle. I was like, no, for my own mental health, I need to leave this place. So I had to leave. So I've always believed to look after yourself too. So if a place is not working for you, there are other opportunities you can look at. A second place that I've worked, so I think I've explained about long-term home. Another place that I've worked is I've done community. Community, I only did, I think, one job, my first job as a PSW. So I would take my client for dialysis in a couple of days in a week. For me, I didn't do it for, I think I did it for a month. I think for 1 month, and I couldn't do it anymore because I wasn't getting enough hours. So I just left. I said, no, I cannot do that. But I know there are people who are doing it and they're enjoying it, because sometimes if you've worked for a company for some time, they give you like lots of clients. So you can go to this client for 2 hours, you can go to another client for 3 hours, you can go to another client for 4 hours. So in a day, you've already accumulated your hours. But if you're not driving, it's a very difficult job to do. So it's more preferably for people who are driving. If you're driving, it's gonna be easy for you because you can move from client A to client B to client C, all that. But for me, I don't do community. I only did it once, and I have respect for those people who are doing it, because for me it was a very different experience. Another one that I've worked in group homes. I think group homes was one of the most interesting places I worked, because I love cooking. I love food. Who doesn't? I love food. And I love cleaning. I love organizing. So in group home, the major thing you do is you cook for them, you clean, you make sure the house is clean, you do laundry, you do organizing, you clean the clients, you help them with the shower, you change them, and all that. For me, I found it fun because it's kind of a home setting. It's like you're in your own home. Yes, you're working, but it's like you're in a home. So if you enjoy doing cleaning, organizing, so you can combine all those. So I found it fun. And if you have a good organization, a good place to work in, and the other staffs that you're working with are very friendly and nice, I think it's a very great place to work. Okay, I still do it on and off, but not often. But I like it. I loved it. Okay, another place that I've worked is shelter. Shelters I didn't work for. I think I've only gone there for less than 10 shifts. So I was working with shelter where people are struggling with addiction. For me, it was different, and it was becoming, I felt like for my mental health, I couldn't be able to be there, and I couldn't take more shift for that to work in a shelter. But there are people who are doing it and they like it, and they enjoy it. So it all depends, like, with what you prefer and what works for you. Hi, another one. I've worked in retirement home, but I didn't work for a long time too. I worked for a short time. It was good. Retirement home a little different from long-term home. Retirement are those people who have retired. Most of them, they're just there for, like, that's their home. So where I worked there's a PSW who used to come and help them with bath, showering, and changing them. So my work was only to keep them company, to take them for their meals, and during the day if they mess up a little bit, I'm able to help with that. So that's what mostly I was doing, but I didn't do it for long, so I stopped going to retirement home. So as a PSW, you can work on floor duty. Floor duty is where you go to a facility, you're given your 8 people, so throughout the day you're on the floor, like up and down. You clean, you look after the 8 people that you're given, you ensure they're well fed, you document. So that's what we call floor duty. But there's also one that is called one-on-one. Right now I'm doing one-on-one. One-on-one is, so in every institution you can find, maybe there's one client who need more attention, so you find the other PSWs that are on the floor, they are not able to take care of 8 people and also give extra attention to this one person, so they get a one-on-one. Now they get a one-on-one who you are specifically assigned to that client. So you spend the whole day with that client, or during your shift you ensure the client is okay, the client is safe, you engage the client with activities, you play games, you watch movies. So that's what I'm doing right now. And those people who do one-on-one, it's not an easy job. You can think that you're just sitting. Assuming a client works the whole day, you have to work with the client every day, because most of them maybe they're going through issues, dementia and all that stuff. So sometimes you never know how that client is gonna be. There's some client who work from, they can walk around the facility for a long time, so you have to keep on working with them. If they work for 4 hours, you'll have to work with them. There are some who are so calm. There are some who are so violent. So it's also a very different job. But what can I say? I think it just depends on you. If you're comfortable doing it, and with time I believe you always learn your client. So you always learn and see, this clients like this clients like this. When they're becoming more aggressive and all that, you have to redirect them, you know what to do. So with experience and everything, I think everything falls into place, and everything takes patience. And I always believe you have to keep on doing something before you get a better thing to do. So I enjoyed doing it. Right now I'm doing one-on-one, and I can't complain much. Not even much. I can't complain. So I'm a one-on-one. I know there are also so many people doing it. There are other people doing floor, but wherever you're doing it, I really respect those people. So let's talk about what else. Let's talk about the pay. This is a juicy one, huh? So those, sometimes you do your own research and you see, these ones are paid like this much. You start doing your own mathing. The mathing will not add up. When you're on the ground, things are very different. There are some PSWs I know who are being paid $18 and they take it. Okay, for me personally, I feel like it's less, but people have their own reasons for what they do. And so mostly the pay is between $18 to $30. And if you have an opportunity to work outside, there are people who go outside, like in small villages. Actually, if there's nothing tying you down, like maybe you don't have family here, or maybe you're alone, you can create more time. You wanna make like extra money, like all that, and you don't have, maybe you can go freely. I think it's a good place to go. Like you can go to those small villages outside Toronto, or maybe far, even Thunder Bay, or those places. You can go there and you can work as a PSW. The good thing, the agencies you work with, they provide accommodation for you. Most people live in hotels there, so they provide for your accommodation, and some even provide food. Some they don't provide food. So but they provide accommodation, so it all depends. If you have that opportunity, I think it's good, because even some pay $40, 35. So if you have that opportunity and you want to take it, you can take it. I think it's a good starting point, and it helps you also make good money. Okay, another thing, as I wind up. So this job, I'll just tell everyone, anyone who is doing caregiver job, you have to have empathy, you have to have compassion, you have to love this job, because if you don't love it, uh, it's not an easy job. So you have to love what you're doing. And as a PSW also, for those who are doing it, remember to take care of yourself. Even for those who are planning to do it, don't forget to take care of yourself, because sometimes we do so many hours. You do 16 hours like every day. At the end of the day, don't forget that you want your body to work even tomorrow. So don't use all your energy for today. There's still tomorrow. So take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. If a place is toxic for you, it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to move, to find something else. Don't feel guilty about it. So because your sanity, your mental health is very important, and also like taking care of your body physically, it's also very important. So don't forget to do those things to yourself, for yourself. Thank you so much. For those who have not subscribed, please subscribe, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much. Be blessed, stay blessed, and God is with you. May God shine his face towards you and towards each and everything that you do. Stay blessed. Bye.